core praxis.
All right, folks, we're gonna get busy over here. We're gonna talk about Vidnoz AI, Vidnoz. Still getting used to this name, Vidnoz AI. Amazing tools, very similar to CapCut's magic tools. And then we're gonna see what Camtasia is sitting at with his Rev product. I mean, Rev is cool, but is a revision, is a revolution. So there are some pros and cons. Camtasia is still, that I can tell, the best screencasting tool so far in terms of having it do and customize your mouse cursors and all that stuff. And with the Rev product, there was some improvements. However, still client based. There's no cloud version of it, and it doesn't have any AI tools. So it has some of the features that you'll see. And if you're aware, I mean, this is not a Camtasia video, but pretty much like a comparison, so to speak. So you should be familiar with it. Of course, you can do video background removals. You can do green screen stuff, chroma key and stuff like that. And you can do that type of work. But we're talking about Vidnoz AI and this AI tools. So Vidnoz will be one place, right? Vidnoz will be one app to look at. And then CapCut, of course, as you were seeing there. And I'm going to blind you here. Sorry about that. So I'm still on the light interface, I think, with Vidnoz. I don't think Vidnoz has a dark interface yet. This is where it's at. So AI tools. And I'm going to show you some use cases that are pretty interesting that I think are super fun and they can apply. I'm going to show you some evidence of that. And then we're going to take a look at what's happening with Camtasia and where we're going and what's going on. It just seems like LnD apps are behind the curve when it comes to AI. They have been, I mean, Camtasia should already be doing this stuff. Why is it not doing it? I don't know. Well, it's because those apps obviously they're reactive, so they're always reacting to what customers. So as long as you, the LnD folks, start pressing them about it, then they'll do that. Articulate did the same thing. Articulate is not yet there, but they're bringing AI features to Rise, although they are AI e-learning apps. Who knows? Let's go. Okay, so here we are in. I'm gonna put myself somewhere, maybe another car here. There you go. All right, so here we are in the AI tools of Vidnoz AI. The cool thing about this is the following. It is completely free. All the stuff is free. Vidnoz AI does have a subscription, and but the tools that you're looking at here, this AI tools, they're all free. So you don't need an account. You just need a free account and do that. Another thing that I found is that you can get like a pro account level. I'm still waiting for them to give me like a VIP thing. That's in the works. And so to do a full big, review of it. But today we're talking about the AI tools. Now, if you need to know what Vidnoz AI, there's a previous video up there you can check out that I broke out a few little details there of some apps that I'm going to be looking at, and Vidnoz AI is one of them. So we're looking at the AI tools. Which Camtasia, set up Rev already. They created the Rev product. They're not doing Camtasia 2024 anymore, and it's just going to be Rev coming up here. So here's Rev, and what happens with Rev is you can click and set up the recordings, your mic, and all that stuff, and you can then record, and then it will take you to a workflow of setting up templates, layouts. So it's kind of helping you choose all the stuff in front, so then you can put it in play. So that's and there's a ton of videos on Rev that you can see there. So that's Rev. That's Rev. That's Camtasia Rev. That's basically what it's doing. It's a big improvement in terms of workflow because it makes it a lot easier and faster. But it doesn't have any of a lot of these capabilities that need to be in there. I think this capability should be already be in there. So let's talk about the first thing, which is AI talking photo. AI talking photo is interesting. It's a hot one, and that's primarily, again, these are all free tools. So I'll give you a quick example of this.
Ma dudes. I'm telling you that Vidnoz AI is light years ahead of Camtasia. Alex said that, not me, by the way.
All right, so that's AI talking, and it gets a lot better obviously if you use some high quality images. All right, so going back to the AI tools here in Vidnoz, right? Because what I want to remind you is that Vidnoz is just an editing tool. It's an AI based editing tool. So it's a video online cloud editing tool. It does have one drawback from CapCut. It doesn't have screen recording. It does have a separate product called Vidnoz Flex, and that is kind of like Loom. So if you ever heard of Loom, you do recordings, screen recordings, you can publish it online. But so far, haven't looked deep into it yet, but haven't seen any type of like, oh, download the video type thing. Face swap. This is one that I did. Super interesting because here's one use case that you're gonna love. So let's say you're working on Storyline and you have characters. And you know how the characters, you're kind of stuck with the photographic characters, right? Like they don't go anywhere. Like is that it? And that's it. So check this out. I grabbed the one character in the medical field, right? They have they have I have two characters and swap their faces. So basically now you have a new character, which is kind of cool, right? I mean, if you think about it. Now, I'm not saying that this is completely legal. I mean, you do have a license of Storyline, so I guess you can check with them, see if that's cool or not. I don't think they mind, but essentially you can create another character and swap the clothes, swap the face, and have that. So the way I did that is, one picture of the one character, right? So there she is, and now we're gonna switch that to, let's say, I don't know if this is gonna work, but you gotta like have the right picture on it. But I mean, I'm not gonna for testing purposes only. I'm gonna pick this man here just for testing purposes, and we're gonna look at it and see what it is. But it does the face swap, pretty interesting. It's all free, right? And obviously, then you can, if you're going to download, you're gonna have a watermark and stuff like that. But again, you can experiment with these things and then say, well, let me go ahead and upgrade, and I can bring this stuff down. And so, see, it put the face of the guy on her and kind of made her a character. I mean, it's just super interesting here that you can flip a few things around and kind of get new characters out of it. The same happened with let's see. I was trying to do something with this this didn't work. So this one did not work. This is called the Vidnoz AI Dance Generator. Okay, so that did not work. I was hoping it would work nicely. I mean, it did somewhat of a decent job because it just took the picture from Storyline. Last thing, all right. So the talking photo AI generator. Remember, we had the talking photo. Well, it has an AI feature, and that was pretty cool because I just put a prompt here: said Latino man wearing a Mexican hat with a black mustache and goatee, boom, and then just gave me sort of like this looks here. So what can happen here is that you can select one of these, go next, and then add voice. At With text to speech, you add voices to it. So this, I can see this working a lot, or working really well with like gamification stuff, creating avatars, and doing things like that. This is the Vidnoz AI editor. Again, not too crazy. Not too interesting, except when it comes to the bottom here, because it doesn't have a timeline, which is something I find very annoying. That you're gonna call yourself a video editor, but you don't have a timeline. That's a problem. But it does have a conversation sort of model here between two avatars, because it does have avatars. It has AI avatars now. The AI avatars, children of the corn, not crossing too much what do you say, the uncanny valley. So, all right, it's getting there. We'll see what happens later. Obviously, all these other apps are just picking each other out. So we got that. So you got editor there, and the last one here. So the headshot generator. This one was a little scary because what had happened is I grabbed that same storyline, the storyline character, and popped up in here, did a headshot shot. So now it turned that character, instead of having different clothes, I mean, instead of being medical, now is a business guy. And probably, it made them all nice and handsome. Different images as well there. And then you can use it for e-learning. Um, I mean, unless, you check with Articulated, and that's not allowed. That's about it. All right, so that was pretty cool. It's written the article here, or Articulate, that it's going to incorporate AI, somewhat creation, video creation, in first in Rise and then Storyline. But I think, again, that's a little bit late in the game based on all your videos you can see here. I've been doing quite a bit. All right, so headshot generator, pretty cool. I like that. I was wondering the one last thing here. Oh, and you got compressor, which is nice. That's pretty cool. And URL to video. So that's pretty much like what Flicky does. It takes a link from a blog and it will create a video out of that. Haven't tested that yet, though. I can tell you this by looking at CapCut's capabilities, and those are all right. I mean, you get what you pay for. If you really want some good, what Flicky does was pretty good, um, but and the editing interface is great on Flicky, so that's good. Now the translation, this one caught my eye quite a bit. It does do it, but there is a limit of 200 megabytes, so that's really nothing when it comes to video. And what I will think of is, the only thing I'll be interested in knowing now is, okay, if I get on a super upgraded account, when I get my VIP account, am I gonna be able to do this stuff, or it's still like very, still very expensive, therefore not be able to be reached. Now, remind you, this capability is already in Hagen. So if you're in Hagen and you're paying $25 a month, then that's that. But Camtasia does not have any of this, and that's a problem. It just does editing. If you're heavy on screen recording, cool, you do that. But on the video side, all these tools are missing. So you don't really need to learn anymore like Photoshop and a lot of heavy Photoshop or a lot of heavy edits in Camtasia or effects, because that's all part of these tools now. Well, that's all I got, but keep it tight. We got more videos coming.